Hey, it's Jalen, and I'm here at the roastery to make an Irish coffee for you. I'm wearing green, it's March, and St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Our glasses are already preheated, so we're off to a good start. First things first, we're going to build the drink in our glass decanter. We're using 1-to-1 coconut palm sugar syrup. So you're going to take equal parts. I did 5 ounces and 5 ounces of coconut palm sugar and water. We're doing half an ounce. Up next, we're using Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey. This is aged and finished in Caribbean rum cask. So it's gonna give a nice tropical note to the drink, bring everything together really well with its nice floral and sweeter notes. We're using 1.5 ounces. And then our second whiskey we're using is Withered Oak Caribbean Rum and Port Finish Rye Whiskey. So we're using an equal measure of this one. And this rye whiskey is going to give a nice florality as well as body to the final drink. Now that we have everything in there, we're going to give it a little swirl to mix everything together and incorporate it. And then we're going to brew our coffee on top of it. So you're going to need a scale for this. And we're going to be using grams and milliliters. So turn our scale on, get 18 grams of ground coffee. I'm using our natural process Ethiopian Tikisewel cow. I think that this natural coffee is going to give a nice acidity and chocolate body to the drink. Level our bed and tare our scale. And we're going to use 270 milliliters of water. But first we need to bloom our coffee for about 30 seconds. That blooming is going to open it up and make sure that we release a lot of the CO2 that's in the coffee. So about 32 milliliters of water for that. And let it sit. And while that's sitting, you're going to notice bubbles coming out, and that's going to be the CO2 being released. So this drink is one of my favorites because I love hot coffee and hot cocktails. A lot of people don't make a lot of hot cocktails, but there is something to be said about a hot drink, especially when it's a slow, cold day. So after 30 seconds, we're gonna start pouring our water and brewing our coffee. So we're going in concentric circles, in and out, until we reach our final weight. If your bed starts to fill up a little bit, take a little break and let it drop down. That way you don't end up getting a bunch of grounds in your final drink. All right. Now while that's dripping, I can tell you about a way to make a more basic version of this drink. So you're gonna use the same amount of everything, but you can use whatever you have on hand. You don't have to use coconut palm sugar syrup. You can use a regular cane sugar syrup. You can use stevia. You can use any alternative sugar that you like. You don't have to use 2 whiskeys. You can use 1. You don't have to use these specific whiskeys. You can use any whiskey you have on hand, and it's gonna give you another more balanced drink. This one's just gonna have a lot more of the tropical notes that I really like, and I think it's a more elevated approach to the drink itself. So you can also use heavy cream like it's traditional. Today we're gonna be using coconut cream, which also makes this drink vegan. Another thing to make this drink a little more simple is that you don't have to use a hand brew. You can use drip coffee as long as you're using the same ratio. Today we're using a 1-to-15 ratio. That means that for every 1 gram of coffee, I'm using 15 milliliters of water. All right, now that our bed is finally getting down to the bottom and our coffee is draining, we can set this off to the side. Give everything a little swirl to incorporate, and then pour into our glass. And we want to leave a little bit of room because we're going to layer that cream on top. All right, and next we're going to layer our coconut cream on top. To do that, you're going to take a bar spoon or any spoon that you have and put the back of it up and pour over the top of it to layer across the top of your entire drink. The final drink, you want that contrast of cold cream and your hot drink. So you want to sip through this. You don't want to stir and mix this up. All right, so traditionally in Ireland, when you're cheersing someone, what you would say is sláinte. So, sláinte. If you make this drink, tag us in it, #follow the goat. Hopefully I'll see you guys next time.